You know what time it is. I know what time it is. You see what time it is. We got a guest. We got a guest. We got a guest. We got a guest. All right, so we gonna turn the music on really quick and we see what you got to say.
You feel me?
Hi, play that real quick. Hold on, let me make sure I'm playing that. You know, we just gotta start off real quick. Happy New Year. What we doing this year?
We get that new cheer. What's that? Manifest that shit. Yeah.
Sunshine for the Senate. Have my business.
The fact that I knew it said manifest that shit without seeing the shit up there lets me know how connected we really are.
Slow it down one time. Slow it down for me. Slow it down, sister, over here. Slow it down for me. What we doing? Manifest that is. I got it, folks. I want something. Let's rewind that back a little bit. You could be my homie. You could be my family. I don't care what you want to do as long as you listen. Because I got something I want to tell you. Can you open up it colloquia? I don't know how to pronounce the word. I went into a hospital, told the man called the lips bristle. Because I don't know. And girl, come on. Let me show you what going for.
I got you, boo. Go ahead, pass the mic. And on 1 on 2. I'm on the 1 and 2. I'm from the 252, and you ain't know. We coming with a live crew. Yeah, like back in the day, we gon' Tootsie Rope. We gonna make them say, hey. And I'm coming to fight. I'm coming in right. I'm coming in like, like MC Light, back in the day. Lil' Kim, Missy, hey. Girl, I don't know, but guess what? I up on your show, and I come with the flow, and DEMI B, she ready to go, and she got the moves, and she got the look, baby, and I be having them shook, I be having them shook all the way through they boot.
She going to smash some more on the mic, and she had to pass it real quick. I had to take it right back because I do this, I gotta talk my speech, I gotta talk my flow because every time, I'm spectacular for show. I sit back, relax, cause it's all back and a bag of shit, sir. You got too much dip on your chick, you got to look and lean like you might have a stroke, baby. Take your blood pressure down, come on. Take your blood pressure down, get you some red wine. And sit back and dine on this little blackness we so divine. Hey, what you listen to, what you gonna tell when you sit back, just tell them, girl, I don't know.
Girl, I don't know. Let's start the show. 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 Hey.
I was feeling it. I was feeling it.
I
was feeling it a little bit.
I had turned out of things to say anyway. I was done.
Unless you turn out of things to say, okay. So what we're gonna do first? Should we continue our conversations? Let me take my glasses up. Should we continue our conversation?
Should there be a difference?
Should we do
they
it?
don't know who I am.
Okay. Girl, I don't know. It's one thing or two things for sure. When I come to doing this casting thing, if you can do it, you can do it because I really do not know.
It's okay.
Yeah, okay. So, everyone, typically when you do stuff like this, there's these big theatrics about hiding the guests until you introduce them. But if I'm gonna be in like, if I'm the microphone has fallen off.
Hold on. Let me make it more dramatic. Let me hide. Hold on. There we go.
This guest, she has from the 252. She's been around since I've been down. You see show that is, you know what I mean? But she is like my soul sister from another lister. She is the most with the most and the baddest out the landest, what else can I say? She got some. She has a lot of spectacular things to tell you. Okay, we're playing big for Bill's business over here. You know what I mean? Okay, bigger than your snicker, not your sister's mister, but your brother's best friend that he wanted to hit, but you couldn't just push her. Okay, I'm going to try to pimp talk. So, Demi B, come on out of here. Y'all, look at her. Okay, first off, can we just say, I asked her to do things very, like, out of the blue, and let me just say how put together she is. Let's just give her her flowers. Let's give her her flowers. Here you go.
I wish I had a flower, but I got a
I'm
plant.
handing it to you, girl. You just gotta take it.
Oh, okay.
Hold
Hold on. I'm taking it, and I got a plant, so I could take it. Boom, put
Okay.
it in my plant. Boom.
There we go.
Like
I'm glad you were able to take Audrey. She can come and stay with you for a little bit. Apparently,
working over
yeah,
for a little while.
For those that may not know, I make wood plants. Yeah, wood fake foliage, if you may say. Currently, there's a apple I call ambrosia at my parents' house with the eyeball and some eyelashes. It's still beautiful. It's just a little weird. And of course, Audrey, as you just saw, that I passed my friend on the other side of where she's at, on the other side of the screen. It happened. Mind your business. If Steve can loosely do his way into the window pane, so can I. Okay.
Hey, girl, hey.
Hey, girl. What has been going on in your life? What should we talk about first? Okay. I have some note cards, some topics that I did, I just did want to touch on really quickly. Charlie, you don't have to get out, because if you start barking to the point I can see your booty hole, we're gonna have a problem. Get out. Come on now.
Nobody wants to see your booty hole, Charlie. Nobody.
It be the embarrassing box. Okay. So I was just gonna do a quick little recap on what's been going on with my life, if that's okay with you. And of course, as you are my first guest, I want to, let you speak first. But, before we do anything, all glory and honor belongs to my the Most High, my Savior, my, Heavenly Father. Because without Him, there would be no Miss Bubble, yeah?
Yeah.
So, all thanks, praises, glory to God. Yeah. So, yeah. But yes.
Yes.
What's going on with you?
So, God gave me a vision. God gave me a vision. And no sooner than I got it, I stumbled. I said, stumbled, I said. And I call it my Eve moment. Let me explain why. You know, in the book of Genesis, you know what I mean? Eve was sitting, she was chilling, and the serpent came up to Eve. I was like, hey, you want to eat that apple? And he was like, nah, God told me not to do it, because, God gave her a clear instruction. Told her not to do it. God told me not to do it, so I probably shouldn't do it. But
she did it anyway, but it happens.
She bit that apple, but then not only did she bite it, she went over to Adam, told him to bite it too.
Like, come on over yonder. Come and get you some of this fruit, Adam. Come over here.
Now, who about them sinning? Because Eve was sinning, and now neither one of them winning, and then they decided to hide because they were sinning from the beginning. And then God was like, where you at? I already know you here, so where is you? And they was like, we here, but they was covered. And he like, why y'all covered up? Because I didn't make y'all to cover up. So why y'all covered up? And why was you hiding and now you hiding and covered up? Huh?
We gotta give him a little rundown of Genesis right quick.
I
gotta get turned back up this fast.
But the only reason I say all of this is because the shame. You feel me? The shame.
But I think that the moments where we fall down, where we turn our ears into lessons, I think are very pivotal because like it helps give us that it gives us our story because if we just went through life and of course if we didn't have any like issues or anything like that, we still would be fine. But at the end of the day, like just knowing that you've been able to have a testimony that other people can also relate to, I think helps because a lot of people, it also, I guess what I'm saying, it adds that credibility to your experience. Yeah, it adds that credibility to you. Sorry, I'm trying to find the best line. But it definitely adds credibility to your experience and not just that. It makes other people more inclined to not just listen, but to know that they, no matter that if they've been through the same thing, they still have an option to do better. Because believe it or not, like other people don't think it's that possible until they see somebody that they may not know is dealing with the same situation, and then all of a sudden it's like, wow, you inspire other people and you don't even realize it.
That's true. That's true. So should we delve into the Eve moment?
I mean, I think we should. If that's okay, I don't know how it got back here. You must have gave it back. I think we should. I
Hey,
think it would be if you're comfortable with that, of course, everybody loves to hear other people's stuff, but at the same time, this is not necessarily tea, you guys. This is just conversation. And if you're looking for tea, go to your cupboards.
okay, find your tea elsewhere.
Find your tea elsewhere. Now, I have my own personal tea. I don't know if I'm gonna share that with y'all because, like I said, I don't know how kind you all are.
You know, and the way that this tea is gonna go, we're gonna tippy toe on the tea, but we ain't gonna do too much because doing too
Yeah,
much.
ain't
I
nobody
don't know
trying to
y'all
get
like that.
started. Ain't nobody trying to
I
get
don't know
started.
y'all.
Now, speaking of tea, I love me a butter crumpet with some Benedict eggs on top of it.
Don't start this crumpet talk. Don't do this. Don't
Yes,
do this.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah, crumpet, yeah, a
I
little butter crumpet.
It was a great day to have a crumpet. It was a nice fall day. And tea and crumpet made so much sense. But it was the fact that I really had a crumpet. It was the fact that I really,
Nah, it
and
was
I was
like
just playing about the crumpet.
it was very ironic.
I was dead
Yeah, who
playing.
knew? Who knew? English muffins, aka crumpets. For those who don't know, so
So just sidebar, y'all. I made this post on a really beautiful fall day. Well, it would be a beautiful English fall day. It was probably a real dreary day for the average American. So I just want to set the scene
well,
for you so you can understand.
it was an average British day for the normal Brit. You know what I'm saying? If you're anywhere across the UK, and you can hear this is my accent. I hope that it's kind of proper. I've been a little
Right
bit wet, but
pepper,
yes,
please.
you've
Right
had a
pepper.
perfect. Please, the people know about your perfect experience.
So I was making a jokey joke on Facebook talking about I was gonna have a tea and a crumpet because it was a nice English fall day. But
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't playing about the crumpet part. But then I looked up a crumpet and I realized it was a daggone English muffin. And I had actually had that for breakfast, with my bangers and mash. Okay, it wasn't bangers and mash. It was some bangers. It was some sausages, but it was an egg.
You know what that I found that part of the UK culture is that they'll eat beans with their breakfast and the sausages. They'll eat beans and franks. And I said, oh my goodness, is that where we got bean and weenies from?
Beans, all types of sausage, bacon, a tomato.
Really? a Métis country. That's such a Métis country. But anyway, we're gonna get back to my regular American
I can't
country
even try to do
down
that.
south
I
urban
ain't even gonna
girl.
try. I ain't got it.
Um, if y'all need an actress, I can get down good with my British accent. I can get work go with it. I can be from the east side. Like this. I don't always gonna be purple. I can get down with it. You know what I mean? From the country, the west side, but you know what, man? I don't even know if that's a right song.
It's a little chilly outside, isn't it, Governor? That's about as good as I got, and that's all I have.
No, it wasn't rubbish. It wasn't rubbish. Those are, I can only do. I think I can only do like American and British accents. So
But
I
you
don't
know,
know how to do it.
you need a good Jamaica accent, man. I got you. You feel me? I could go there with it, but that ain't my that ain't my that ain't my bag.
It ain't my
Wagwan.
stilo.
You feel me? And it
Wagwan, you know,
team.
Wagwan, I've been heard things about my Jamaican accent. They've been telling me things. You have to be real careful with them. The things you said. You hear me?
Yeah.
See? Yeah. Yeah. Respect, man. Respect. I guess, it depends on the situation that you've been talking about. It can come out like this or it can come out like that. Yeah, because everyone just doesn't matter. Whoa. Okay. So there's a couple things we try, We can try it too, possibly. You never know. Who knows? You may be on the next episode of a Tubi movie. You know.
The next episode of To Be Booked.
Mhm.
I don't. Okay.
Okay, so let's talk about your moment with that, what you found, because we already at 20 minutes long.
So long story short and long story long. Get it in, I get around, I get down.
Mm-hmm.
I met this boy, and I thought it was real cool. And I felt a little spark. You know how you feel a little spark with somebody? I feel a little spark with him. And so, with the little spark, I felt comfortable to have him around in my home, in my home territory. Um,
Mm-hmm.
and so we had an interesting evening together, I should say. It was definitely interesting. He was a beautiful Black brother. He had some interesting ideas, but none of this seemed like it was in line with the conversation that I just had with God. Like none of the conversation, nothing that we got into was actually in line, wasn't in tune with the vision that I just had. So the next day, don't be judging me. The next day, he went home. We got into a heated argument, a heated debate, we should say. A heated argument, heated debate. And after the heated argument, heated debate, he went on, I went on. Now, that being said, the fact that it didn't work out was neither here nor there for me. I
Do
didn't
you feel
know
like it would have ever worked out?
upon reflection, absolutely not.
Okay.
Maybe if he had, he had some intense mother issues.
Oh,
Intense mother issues.
we a man with some mommy issues.
Intense ones. And don't get me wrong, I understand everybody has their own things. I am not set apart in that way. The thing is, he was nowhere near healed to be able to deal with women. And let's be honest, it seemed like it was a little bit towards the Black woman, maybe because the mother was a Black woman.
So we would have kept trying to perpetuate the same situation with another woman.
In ways, I don't think directly, in some very indirect ways, because he just felt slighted in general. So, anything that I said that was contrary to his thought or his belief was automatically me being disrespectful. Not me having a mind of my own or having a thought or opinion of my own, but it was a disrespect. And I do think that there's a difference, in just the way that you express yourself or you talk about what it is that you feel you need to talk about completely. But when he said things that I felt like were offensive or disrespectful when it came to women and feminine things, like for instance, just using words like insane to describe a woman,
Oh,
that
why
ain't
do you
really
use that?
something a woman ever wants to hear a man say. Even if you feel that way, know
Why
that
would you use that, friend?
he
Who was
said
he
that
talking about?
women in general, he was just talking about the feminine
Okay,
energy, the feminine nature, the feminine energy, the feminine nature, the one.
okay. Because I was about to say, wait a minute now, wait a minute, friend.
So using
Who
the
was that?
word insane to describe a woman is not ever going to bode well with a woman.
Eh,
And if it does, she got some issues she battling because that's
right.
disrespectful.
The conversations like that.
We could be cool with crazy, sexy, cool in the TLC way, but once you start using and throwing around phrases like insane,
And in the memory.
yeah. So the whole thing about it was he felt like he could say things that were offensive, but if I came back with a comment, he had an issue. And if it was contrary to what he had to say, particularly when it came to men, he had an issue. And he had an issue for all type of societal bad behaviors done by men, like let's say cheating. Because he would say something like this. Well, cheating is a European construct because monogamy was never actually practiced by the Africans, and we had a tribal mindset back in those days. And in the tribe, there was one man to 6 women. And anyway, so that wasn't really something that was taught to the tribes until the Europeans came and took over. Um, you know, so what he would then say is the nature of a man is not to have just one woman. That was never our nature. So if we went back to what our original beliefs were, our original practices, the women in our culture wouldn't have such an issue with the men in our culture. Like I said, he liked to make excuses for men's bad behaviors. You see where I'm going with this. Um, I'm just saying, this is real.
Okay.
I ain't making nothing up. These are conversations. Now, that being said, no, I don't think that would have worked out very well, ultimately. I was just interested in building the conversations and seeing where they would go because there were interesting points. There were interesting points, there were educational points, there were things to learn from or things to pick up on. But in a nutshell, there were also so many points of showing true growth. For instance, he was an herbalist.
Barely.
He was an herbalist. And he could pretty much tell me anything and everything that could go on my body for healing purposes, which I found to be a very redeeming quality about him. He could go into my cabinets and say, you could use cayenne as a tincture to lower blood pressure, and it can even help to start a
You got somebody that be studying that. We can still let him go, but continue.
Yeah, but just having a man by your side that's your mate. You feel me? If he was to have been there, it's nice to have that. It's nice to have somebody who can just tell you things like that. But off guard, like without me asking. That is, because I didn't even ask. You were just giving the info out, and I was like, you know what, that makes sense because of such and such. And then I was like, well, what about cinnamon? Because cinnamon actually has some of those same properties that
Can I just say really quick? It's something about a man that gives me information that I don't ask for. At first, it's cute, but then shut up. Okay, but anyway.
But I like arrogance. Let's be honest. I know some things that I like that are flaws, and one of the flaws that I am a fan of is arrogance. I love me a cocky, intelligent man. Tell me something, boo. Even though I do know, I'm going to act like I don't just because I want you to tell me more.
Good.
Hell, he was a Leo, so I kind of anticipated it.
Okay, yeah. You know,
He was gonna be like, he was gonna be like that. And I'm sorry, Leos, don't feel the way. I have aunties who are Leos. I love them to death, but they do be know-it-alls, and they do be knowing, so I don't be mad at it.
I would say my little sister is a Leo. She's not a know-it-all, but I guarantee you, if I tell her something that was right, she ain't gonna tell me it was right until a couple of years later. Be like, yeah, you were right about that. I'd be like, you know what? First of all, get out my face. Hey, get a step and get further.
My aunties, my aunt Dana, she is a strong Leo. She can tell me up and down direct HR conduct and how to land a job like that. And I mean,
Oh,
been
I
doing
love
this
that.
profession for over 20 years. So when I tell you I love a Leo, I love a Leo. But y'all are who y'all are, and it's okay. Don't make
It
me love
ain't
you no
nothing
more.
wrong with it, baby. Leos, y'all stay doing y'all. Okay, you heard me?
Roar.
Roar, big roar. Yeah, little one, according to y'all.
And then I have a Leo moon, so I be understanding. But see, the thing is, I don't mind you telling me some stuff. But when you try to tell me about how I feel, when you're trying to take my words and take them and turn them into your own thoughts and opinions of what my words are, no,
That's
I
what I'm
don't like
getting
that.
at.
That's when I start having issues because I'm a Pisces. I own how I feel. And when I tell you how I feel, that's how I feel. So don't take my stuff and mix it and match it to what you think something is because I just told you what it was.
Still care.
And so he did a lot of that. So yeah, between those types of conversations and the reason that we were arguing so much back and forth, nah, I don't think that would have been a fair thing. No.
Yeah. Well, kudos to you for understanding. I like to call that the bounce back. After my first episode, no matter how long ago or what the situation was, we're not our mistakes, not our past. No matter how long ago it was, seconds, minutes, days, hours, weeks, years. Screw you. And I always say, if they got something to say, welcome with a V.
I'm cool with that. Welcome.
Welcome,
Mhm.
please. Welcome.
You know what the deuce is because you got to go after that.
Boy, you gotta, as I tell my dog Charlie, get further. You gotta get further. I went on a date. I would say this past weekend on Friday or Saturday, whatever. With a gentleman that I met on New Year's Eve. Let me just say this: like, people starting five until you got an MVP, baby. Keep it starting five until you got an MVP. Exactly what I said. Because hopefully, probably Chulo, if you're out there listening, baby, and if you seeing this, I ain't mean none of it. You was the only, you was always my favorite.
One.
You was always my
You was
favorite.
numero
So,
uno, Papi Chulo.
yeah, quiero muchos. Not like that. Not in the family way, but actually, we're going to stop right there.
Okay. Fair enough.
That's right. That yeah, and if any of the other men somehow happen to find my podcast, let me turn myself up a little bit. If any of the other men happen to find my podcast and they hear me talking about them, hey, we had a cool time, dude. Put it right there. Yeah, yeah, we had a great time. Anyway, so this nigga that I went on a date with, met him at New Year's. I don't party lot pimping, but I started reverse nigga, put him in a full nest, and then yeah. So I got his number. And just like that, I got a lot of numbers that night.
Yeah.
Sometimes men just be choosing, and sometimes if they choose you, yeah, I look good, I look classy, I was elegant. My thing was sitting, but it was sitting in a respectable manner. You couldn't really see what's going on underneath that dress. It's like, that's all that going on back there. Just two men wrestling up underneath each other. But I had a Spanx, so it wasn't that bad.
Right.
I did also had a body measure, but had my girls pushed up to here. So it gave me it gave me a bust your waistline. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I had my gold collar on because I'm a dog. I'm a dog. I'm a dog. Let me stop. I'm not. I'm a woman.
But you are technically a poodle, so.
Oh, it's a good. Anyway, if you caught it, you caught it. Shout out to Dixon McGammer Sorority Incorporated, founded in 1922, and you know the vibes are just always good. You come down here, DEMI B, I'm gonna have to show you a good time.
You know, okay, so too.
Yeah, the uncles and the aunties, the uncles and the aunties, they be out there, but at the same time, they ain't always bad because they be safer than the YNs. You know what I mean? So, you know, they trying to get back home and spend their pension. They trying to spend their pension at the bar, you know, because, you know, they ain't trying to leave a whole lot left. Anyway. It was,
One time for all of them who ain't got a lot left.
you know, a lot of
Let me
times,
know they
hey,
Christian.
you know, just know Miss Beverly, and then will be out there for you to spend your retirement check on us. Let me stop.
Come on, be a spiller. For what
Uh,
can you?
So this man, we went to a bar. First off, there was, I think, a homeless man that was there, that was getting some hot chocolate. He knew him. You know, he was from the area, so you know, I'm not tripping or nothing like that. But
Can I just
after,
say that you always have an interesting plot line to put in? Like, it's,
I mean,
what?
it's just because I was acting a little erratic like that. I don't know why he was homeless, but it's just the way he was acting. Like maybe he had did a couple of drugs. Um, but anyway, hold on. That's old Bay. Hello? Hey, dog. I'm a dog. Let me stop. I'm not. I'm a woman.
But you are technically a poodle, so.
Oh, it's a good. That's right. That yeah, and if any of the other men somehow happen to find my podcast, let me turn myself up a little bit. If any of the other men happen to find my podcast and they hear me talking about them, hey, we had a cool time, dude. Put it right there. Yeah, yeah, we had a great time. Anyway, so this nigga that I went on a date with, met him at New Year's. I don't part a lot pimping, but I started reverse nigga, put him in a full mess, and then I put him in jail. So I got his number. It's just like that. I got a lot of numbers that night.
Yeah.
Sometimes men just be choosing, and sometimes if they choose you, yeah, I look good. I look classy. I was elegant. My thing was sitting, but it was sitting in a respectable manner. You couldn't really see what's going on underneath that dress. It's like, what's all that going on back there? Just two men wrestling up underneath each other. But I had a Spanx, so it wasn't that bad. But I did also had a body magic. I had my girls pushed up to here. So it gave me a bust your waistline. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I had my gold collar on because I'm a dog. I'm a dog. I'm a dog. Let me stop. I'm not. I'm a woman.
But you are technically a poodle, so.
Me. Yeah. So this man, I'm not giving any excuses. However, the date was going nice. We went to my favorite spot in Durham. I'm not going to really say where. Just know it's a great spot. Has good food. I love the drinks. They're reasonably priced, and the vibes are just always good. You come down here, DEMI B, I'm gonna have to show you a good time.
You know, okay, so too.
Yeah, the uncles and the aunties, the uncles and the aunties, they be out there, but at the same time, they ain't always bad because they be safer than the YNs. You know what I mean? So, they're trying to get back home and spend their pension. They're trying to spend their pension at the bar, because, they ain't trying to leave a whole lot left. Anyway. It was,
One time for all of them who ain't got a lot left.
a lot of
Let me
times,
know they
hey,
Christian.
just know Miss Beverly, and then will be out there for you to spend your retirement check on us. Let me stop.
Come on, be a spiller. For what can you?
So this man, we went to a bar. First off, there was, I think, a homeless man that was there, that was getting some hot chocolate. He knew him. He was from the area, so I'm not tripping or nothing like that. But
Can I
That's
just say that you always have an interesting plot line to put in? Like, it's,
I mean,
what?
it's just because I was acting a little erratic like that. I don't know why he was homeless, but it's just the way he was acting. Like maybe he did a couple of drugs. Um, but anyway, hold on. That's old Bay. Hello, hey, ready to come on in. Come on in the room.
Come on.
New Bay, if you listening, and I hope you're not, because I ain't sharing this with you. If you find this, you one nosy motherfucker.
No.
But anyway, what had happened was it got clear we went out to the outside part of the bar, and that's where we met homeless said homeless man allegedly. And he had to use the bathroom, my friend, the date that I went through. We're gonna call him Mr. NYE. Mr. NYE. Mr. NYE went to the bathroom, and you can hear everything on the other side of the bathroom, might I add. So, mind you, I finish up. I get to the bathroom. I do my little naive. And it don't take no more than 30 seconds. And for me, and as far as I know, all you gotta do is whip it out, pee, and dip. So the whole time I am taking pictures in the bathroom, and I'm like, okay, surely he out by now. Maybe about like 4 or 5 minutes done passed. I get out of the bathroom, and here's where the plot thickens. Okay. I'm standing there for a little bit. I'm standing there for about like 3 minutes. Then this man comes out the bathroom. Okay. Okay. Homeless man comes out the bathroom first. No good. But maybe a minute and a half, then Mr. NYE comes out. And her man looked hyped up. Like he just kind of best of his life. Like he just came up unexpectedly. And when Mr. NYE came out of the bathroom, he looked kind of annoyed with the guy, like he had to share his last blunt with him. But why you sharing a blunt in the bathroom? That ain't a blunt. So I got down to it. We got back comfortable. Then, I'm like, you been party with a white girl? And then you from Durham, and we've been kind of sort of in the streets, and not saying you in the streets, but based off of what you're telling me, because you let it slip that you were in prison.
You was in the street.
But you was in the streets.
You was in the street. So,
I'm trying to finish this thing really quick before Old Bay get here. We call him Old Bay because he's seasoned. He's a seasoned man, aka her. But anyway, so I'm just kind of sort of peeping at it every time he's like this.
Snoring and playing with the notes.
I said, now you refer to me like this is the 1980s.
Not some booger sugar.
Yeah, like, sir. But anyway, so I asked him if he parted with a white girl. He's like, what you mean, like, parted with a white girl? He said, yeah, I parted with a white girl before. I've done that. Yeah, everybody's parted with a white girl before. I was like, I don't know. You and I just want to make sure we're talking about the same white girl. I've never parted with a white girl before. And that's where we try to be like, oh no, not that. Bruh.
You part of the white girl's name like Molly. You know what I'm saying?
We were right in the bathroom. And I never did. Because we were doing this. And I tried to look at his mustache, but I had a little bit of, I had a couple of Jameson pickleback shots and a couple of yellow shots. Because that's my priority. That's my priority. Won't nobody driving. I was standing there. I don't condone drinking. That is your own business. Do what you must with your life. But yeah. Anyway, Sheena, I'm sorry. We're gonna make sure I mute that out. But I would probably say this man was still coke in the bathroom. That's what I was gonna tell you. I think this man was still coke in the bathroom.
Sound
You
like
right with a couple of times. He ain't had no nose ring. I understand maybe he blew his nose, but this for like 3 minutes after you blow your nose, I don't know. And it's, as long as he stayed in the bathroom, he had time to get some out, set it up, and snort it.
Now. You could have allergies in the club, but you didn't notice this behavior before he went into that bathroom.
Right.
Right.
And that's why I
Yeah.
was like,
Yeah, he was off that book of sugar.
he was off that baby sugar.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
He was off that powder.
what? He was having a hell of a time.
He had a little flower before he came back to the dance floor. You feel me?
I know. He didn't think I would know it. Regardless, I haven't. He messaged me, and it was a cool day. He's a very funny individual, but just a couple of red flags that I saw while we were dating, while we were talking. He brought a lot of. He talked a lot about his childhood trauma. That means that he still ain't over it. And it's nothing wrong with that. But as a 35-year-old man, I don't know. Then also, I feel like he's somebody that puts on, just tries to put on for like purposes and things like that. Outside of the Bobby Brown escapades, he does drive a nice car. I don't know. Maybe that's just the caliber of men that I'm dealing with right now. Every man I've been dealing with has driven. They're driving some sort of Mercedes. Whether it be 1985. Hey,
I'm gonna tell you
listen.
what, a man would love to tell you that he drive around in a Lexus and a Mercedes, and that mug was from 1992,
Yeah.
1987.
It's like, oh, this a classic. Yeah, this is my grandma's car.
Yeah, that classic got a hole in the floor. But I
Now, because if you can maintain that car, then it's worth a lot of
that
value
is
and a
worth
lot
a
of
lot of
money.
money. I would never play that.
It's now vintage. You know, you got you in 1990s. That's vintage. Shout out to old, what's next? Stink. Stink got a nice little. I think it's a Lexus or a Mercedes. I don't know. It's a white one. He keyed that thing up. The windows might not be doing what it's supposed to. It might get stuck. But
when you out here with the floor rotted out in the bottom, baby, that's not a classic. That's a limit. That's a goal.
I'm not trying to, I'm not trying to get vertigo from looking down because I'm seeing a road pass us by.
You about to fall out the bottom bunker, baby. I'm a big girl. You got me riding around in daggone Flintstone mobile. Stop.
That's what I'm saying. Well, we are reaching 34 minutes. Stay with the loop back. We got a little bit because I gotta cut out that first rap we did.
Yeah.
So DEMI B, is there anything that you would like to tell the folks? Any random fact? Anything like our
Did you know that when we get energy from the sun, it is actually from 100,000 years ago? So technically, at all points that we get energy from the sun, we are taking in energy that is ancient. Did you know that? That's correct.
Ooh, okay. Ancient energy, ancient kinetic energy. Okay. Okay, girl, I did not know that.
Mm-hmm. It's
I did
all
not know
energy
that.
stored from 100,000 years ago. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Okay. Not to be dark, but my little, I'm just saying, girl, did you know that them white people was eating that turtle?
Yeah, I can believe that.
Mm-hmm. They flayed him. For you that don't know what flayed mean, skin him, using it for drums and lamps. And they ate his flesh because they thought it would give him give them supernatural powers because of how many people he was able to fight and kill.
That made sense because, some white people came from that Viking age where they ate their enemies.
And it was a lot of Europeans over there. Also, girl, did you know that the common phrase like, man, you an Uncle Tom ass nigga, that is not an insult. That would be saying that this man is one of the most loyal people and most trusting individuals that you know. Did you know it only became a slur because of the 1927 adoption? They wanted to, when it became public knowledge towards all the freed slaves, they wanted to make sure that they didn't feel empowered by the fact that there was someone that was a slave that could actually be that smart, that cunning, and help them. So they made the Uncle Tom a character that was a sellout. Little known did you know that is African American history that they want to label as critical race theory. It's nothing critical about it. It's reality. The same way that we talk about the Holocaust, and the atrocities that were made, and the same way that we had to see all of those just depressing images growing up in school of burned bodies, of really, sunken in bodies. It would have been crazier to see a picture of a lamppost made out of Nat Turner skin, or a drum made out of Nat Turner skin, or to learn that picnics came from.
Picnics were. I had a whole poem I made about picnics.
Strange fruit, it would have been crazy to know that in the South it was very common to just drive by on your day to work and see a body hanging from a tree.
What's even sicker about the picnics is that it was actually an entertainment, high sedity, cavalier event. Like, people came up in their best garments and their best garb, with their best fruits and their best veggies and their best meats and their picnic blankets. And